Hi, my name is Josh Weiner, and this is my video, ring juggling at age 50. And I'm doing this to celebrate reaching this age milestone, and also to reflect back on the over 35 years that I've personally been juggling, versus a hobby, and then as a longtime street performer here in New York City. I did get private work, but honestly, no more than 1 or 2 gigs per month, usually. Most of my income was from the millions of people that I encountered on the streets of New York and around the cities that I traveled to in the United States and Europe. I would like to thank those who supported me and for their kindness and support on the street, and for those that tipped as well as the private work that I did get as a sort of semi-professional juggler. I wasn't a juggler who ever did a cruise ship. I wasn't a juggler who was ever offered professional development to be in a circus or in a troupe. So for me, it was always it was work, very modest living as a juggler here in New York. And again, most of my income was from street performing, and also as a teacher aide here in New York. I did take my savings from juggling on the street all those years, and I completed my college education and became a math teacher. So now I really only juggle about 3 times a week for myself, but I like to go to the gym for maybe 4 or 5 hours when I do so. Juggling classic props, balls, clubs, and rings. My structure is as it has been for a long time. It's pretty disciplined, I suppose, compared to a lot of other jugglers who juggle for fun and as a hobby, or as like a lunchtime break for an hour. So I'll share with you a little bit about that structure and what I can still accomplish at my age, juggling 3 to 8 rings, and I hope you enjoy it. So here it is, Josh Weiner from New York, and just sharing practice highlights from rig juggling at age 50. Right, 3 rings. Before beginning a juggle, for example, if my goal is a 90-minute to 2-hour practice with rings from 3 to 8, this is my sort of current workout, spend about 5 to 10 minutes stretching or otherwise doing ring spinning, like on my limbs, like spinning 1 or 2 on each arm, or doing a ring balance or even a club balance for the first 5 to 10 minutes to loosen up. Then afterwards, my practice structure for each level is very structured as follows. I always start with the cascade and fountain, and I do that for 1 minute. I do like a minute run, okay, which at my age now I can still do with 3, 4, and 5. Okay, and then after doing that sort of feet in place, warm-up minute, sometimes I would do 420s. And 420 is a special number because it divides 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, right? So the next part of my practice are usually vanilla side swaps, whichever ones I'm interested in, period 3 for period 3 and 4, and then maybe shower patterns. And then synchronous, any patterns that I'm interested in, ones that do little box variations, one where a ball is isolated or switches hands in a clever way. And then transitions linking those 2 systems, vanilla side swap and synchronous. The next part of my practice are like body throws and plane variations, so overhead, flat fronts, pancake throws, lazy catches, shoulder throws, back crosses are the next set, whichever ones I want to do consistently and I'm working on. The next group of skills I work on are then pirouettes. So I end with half and full pirouettes and various combinations and stage pirouettes. Then that's the end of my 3-ring workout. After that, I actually go over routines that I have choreographed, either for the street or for a stage show. And I go through them, making sure that I don't drop 2 or 3 times if I'm getting ready for a performance. Then I usually end 3 rings, just take a break for 3 to 5 minutes. All right, please enjoy these highlights of me juggling 3 rings at age 50. Okay, for 4 rings, I usually start with 3 rings and a ring balance for 30 catches. And then I continue the practice similar to 3. I do vanilla side swaps and synchronous and any combinations that I can think of in that time period. And then any body throws. Usually for me that's just overhead and pancake throws and laterals, flat fronts, where you're throwing perpendicular. Other than that, I didn't work much on scissors or the other sort of traditional, or lazies even with 4. But I did work on half and flip pirouettes, and then done. After that, again, another 3 to 5 minute break, and on to 5. I hope you enjoyed this clip of my 4-ring workout. For 5 rings, again, usually after a short break, I would continue with 4 rings and a balance. Nowadays, I used to be like 40 catches, and then in synchronous, and then 40 catches async. Nowadays, I usually do 16 or 24, but it's solid enough. And then go on to drop-ins and side swaps, drop-ins to 5, from 4 in a juggle. And then basic side swaps, 6-4-5, 7-4-4. I don't work on 8-5-5-2-5 much anymore. And then I think half and flip pirouettes. But on this day, there's just a few of these variations. But here it is, some 5-ring highlights. Right, for 6 rings, usually if I had extra time, I would also do a balance or a club balance, which is easier, and a cascade and make sure it's qualified. If I'm using a pure ring balance, I'd like to get 3 successes before I then go to the synchronous fountain. For this, I do have a pyramid structure when I'm doing 6, 7, and 8. So for 6, I do 12 3 times, qualify 3 times, then do 2 double qualifies and 1 triple qualify, 36. So it's sort of like if you lift weights, if you ever do like curls with weights and you do like 3 sets of 20 pounds and take the rest, and then 2 sets of 10 with 5 more pounds, so 25 pounds, and then 1 set with 30 pounds. That's sort of pyramid structure. But I do use that sort of workout method, and just by making sure that I collect, it starts to flow, and then after I get the 36 done, so 12, 12, 12, 24, 24, 36, then I go for my long run for the day. And on this day, I think it was just 48. I was younger, it would be between like 100 to 200 catches, whatever. And usually I prefer not to do it to failure, so I prefer to do like a long run to collection. So they would often end at like 120 or 150, depending on how the flow was feeling. All right, so then after I'm done with synchronous, because I do synchronous first now, same thing, this pyramid structure of workout, 12, 12, 12, 24, 24, 36, runs with asynchronous, which is easier for me, and then after the 36, go for the long runs with asynchronous. Okay, nowadays that's really like 48 or 60, but sometimes I will take the extra effort to go for longer runs. Let's enjoy this brief 6-ring workout from this day.
Take a little evening exercise.
For 7 rings, I don't really do 6 in a balance much anymore, and I could qualify it if I have a club balance. It's much easier for me to qualify than with a pure ring balance. With a pure ring balance, I mean, I could flash it pretty easily, but getting long runs was getting very frustrating. So, but with 7, the only pattern that I really practice now is the cascade. I used to try like synchronous 8x6 and 6-8x, and didn't get very far with that, and so never qualified that. And so the cascade, minimum, I make sure I qualified the cascade, 7-ring cascade 10 times. So on this date, I had 11 qualifies. A couple of the runs might be 16 catches. I think the long run in this set is 20 catches, but I don't consider that like 2 full tours. So then, but anyway, even if after I do these 10 successes, then I would go for a run of a double qualifier, 28. And I really do practice this way with 6, 7, and 8 in terms of like that qualify and a double qualify and a triple, and collecting. And I don't really juggle much, just going for long ones until the pattern breaks down till failure. I don't really do that technique very often. But I still feel confident enough to, like, if I was at a performance and I just had like one show for the day, that I could warm up and I could put 7 rings into the routine still. I mean, I collected data on 7 for a few months when I was in my 40s, and I was like, be happy if I can do this. It only took 19 attempts, 19 trials to get 10 successes, and then 15, and it only took 14 tries, and I got all 10 of them today. And so I was feeling like it was ready for like performing. And as I start working out more, even at this age, I still feel confident that it's within my abilities. All right, enjoyed these clips of 7 rings.
Your dad after that.
For 8 rings, again, I'm using this sort of pyramid structure in the workout, but it begins with flash each hand 3 times, and then qualify each hand. And my right arm is still feels the flow is still very good, and so I have this other playlist, like on my YouTube channel, 5 consecutive successes. So I would take each day, each workout, and I see if I can get 5 in a row on my right side, and as the camera's going. And so I do feel like it's good, just throw up the 4 rings in the circuit there for a 4-ring fountain for 8 catches, take a 15-second break, and then do it again. Then, after I've qualified both the left side and the right hand independently, then I would work on the synchronous fountain. So I flash 3 times, so 8, 8, 8, and then 2 10s, and then 1 12, and make sure that that's minimum for any ring practice with 8 rings. Then after making 12 catches, I would continue with going for qualifies and beyond. Okay, so if you go to my YouTube channel, I've been working on this now in my late 40s, last few years. So I have over 100 successes on video already of qualifying 8 rings. In terms of relearning how to do 8, because I hadn't done it for a decade, for a long time, and relearning it, I found that synchronous was the key. My left side was much weaker than my right as I started to juggle more, and by learning by imitation and you're self-taught, I was correcting my left side with the synchronous pattern. So then, after success with the synchronous pattern of a qualify, say 16 catches, could take a break and then do the same thing with asynchronous with 8 rings. Flash, so 8, 8, 8, then with asynchronous 10 catches, a 10 catch run, then a 12, and then go for the longer qualifying and then beyond. All right, so that's really the structure of my ring juggling from 3 to 8. So please enjoy these highlights from 8 rings. Alright, so as you can see, that was the end of this really 90-minute workout. And the gym was really starting to fill up. They have night classes, so I left the space where some breakdancers came in and some trickers who do sort of like those parkour like spins and flips and the side spins. So they wanted to use the floor. So usually I go to the side of the gym so that continue with balls or clubs, or I go out to the hall. There's actually an upstairs space, and I can be on the side there as well and juggle no problem. I'm thankful for the managers at this gym because it is juggling, but the ceilings are quite high. So I prefer to be on the first floor because I'm still trying to reach that high note, and I practice 5 in one hand on both sides still. But I'm one of these jugglers who, for whatever reason, being a street performer, and I've never flashed 10 rings, and I'd love to be able to do that someday. So again, thanks for watching this video on ring juggling at 50, and please follow, subscribe to my YouTube channel. As of now, it's still free, and you can enjoy some tutorial videos and review of my juggling performing with classic props, balls, clubs, and rings. And I hope that you're successful with your good juggling goals, and thanks for watching, and thanks for your support. So that's it. Josh Weiner from New York City, ring juggling at 50. Thank you. Bye.